guys, this is Stanton here, coming to you with my first ever Division 2 build video. I've been playing this game for quite some time now, and I've learned a lot about different builds. I'm by no means a build expert, so don't take too much of what I say to heart. However, I have been fiddling around with a few builds recently. I do like something with a high DPS, but I'm also not very good at gaming, so I don't like to be too squishy. So I think I've found the perfect build. I'm not a big fan of faff when it comes to build videos, so I'm going to jump straight into it. Quick build breakdown showing you all the stats, and then we'll put a bit of gameplay in afterwards. So I'm using the gunner spec first and foremost because I do want that extra bit of survivability where you get the armour on kill. Also the refreshing of the ammo does help. Primary weapon, and pretty much the only one I use, is the FAMAS. Really big fan of the FAMAS. I know a lot of people aren't, but I do really like that. And of course we've got assault rifle damage, health damage, damage to target out of cover, and also killer. I've messed around with quite a few different talents, and I just find that killer really does help get that extra DPS with the crit chance upon kill. Sorry, the crit damage upon kill. I've also had preservation on there, which does help sort of stay alive a bit longer again. However, I tend to find that's a little bit overkill with the rest of the build, especially the gloves that I've got, as you'll see in a moment. Mods, I've just gone with crit chance, pretty much everything apart from the extended mag. You really do want that, and that gives you the 50 rounds in the chamber. The standard 30, you're just forever reloading, to be fair, which is really frustrating. Secondary, I've gone with the rock and roll. To be fair, I'm not very good at remembering to switch between weapons, so I hardly ever use that. It is quite useful when you're using the striker's gear set to stack your stacks. But I tend to find, because the FAMAS is such a high rate of fire, I generally don't really need to stack stacks. It's useful in dark hours, but apart from that, don't really use it. It's quite useful if you suddenly run out of ammo and someone gets a bit close to you. You can whip that out and have a way at them, but yeah, don't really use that. Busy Little Bee is definitely the sidearm for me. When I remember to use it, I presume that you're going to know what the talent is, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. But yeah, when you do remember to switch to that and use it, it really does help. And also I find if I run out of ammo for my FAMAS, then that's actually quite a decent weapon just for getting the last few ads cleared. I haven't optimised that yet because I don't really use it enough. So the actual gear pieces itself, I've gone for 4-piece strikers, which is a bit of an obvious choice at the moment. I have tried other builds, but I really do quite enjoy the strikers. And on all the pieces, I've pretty much gone crit chance on the mods and the stats on the mask. On the backpack, we've gone for crit damage and a crit chance mod, and also weapon damage, obviously. On the holster, we've gone crit damage and weapon damage. And on the knee pads, I've gone for a little bit of extra armour just to bring that up to the 1.2. I was running this at the sort of 900 or whatever it is armour with this as a weapon damage core, but I just found I was going down far too often, so I thought, yeah, just a little bit of extra armour. And since I've changed it to that, yeah, it's helped massively, and crit chance on the attribute as well there. I'm not going to go into the benefits of the strikers. I'm sure you're aware of that, and like I said, I don't like it when everybody keeps reading word for word exactly what it is. Chest piece, I've gone for the Cheska, obviously just to get that crit chance towards the cap that little bit more. We've gone with damage, chance, and damage. And yeah, glass cannon. So I've always played glass cannon pretty much since I started playing. I just find that extra amplified damage is too much to put down, especially on top of your strikers bonuses and whatever else is on there. It really is just too strong. You just gotta make sure that you sort of play in cover really. If your play style's running and gunning, you're not going to get on with this very well. But if you're a bit more cautious like me and try and sit reasonably towards the back of a room in cover, then yeah, you should be just fine. It does obviously take you by surprise sometimes if you get a rusher or a drone bastard that comes in. You have got to be a bit careful, but yeah, I really enjoy playing glass cannon. I think I've got GC Rock to thank for that. His when he first started raiding, I went on one of his teams and he was, oh yeah, glass cannon this, glass cannon that, and I've not put it down since. The piece that I think is most interesting in this build, or that's not really interesting, is it? But what gives you a little bit more survivability are these Deathgrips. Now, it took me weeks, probably even months, to find a decent pair of these. I hate PvP. Yeah, PvP. Absolutely hate it. I'm almost 40. My reactions are not very good, and like I said earlier, I'm generally quite crap at gaming, to be honest. So I knew I wanted a set of these, so I just bashed out the countdown, got the named item caches, and finally managed to get myself a reasonably decent set. Just in case you haven't seen these, the thing I really like about these is you get the extra 10% armour on kill. So I've already got the armour on kill from the gunner spec, and then you get an extra 10% armour on kill from these, which is really a game changer on this build. The amount of times I've nearly sort of flatlined, and then I've just picked off 2 or 3 NPCs very quickly in a row, and got pretty much my armour back. Yeah, it's really, really good. The 10% health is, well, negligible, isn't it? But yeah, that armour on kill, really, really good. And I've stuck crit damage on there. I think they came with explosive resistance to begin with. But yeah, crit damage is on there. The skills, I don't use them as much as I should. The Reviver Hive, obviously, yeah, crucial. If you're, well, not crucial, but if you're not very good at gaming, you're playing solo, I would definitely recommend Reviver Hive. And then I've gone for the Riot Foam. That's quite useful, especially if you're doing bounties or you're doing a lot of sort of solo heroic stuff. You can get those the sort of elite or the named bosses stuck in place while you just take them out very quickly. So yeah, I would recommend that. Obviously you've got the Riot Foam grenade as well. Yeah, really, really useful stuff. It only sticks them for a few seconds, but it can be the difference between getting the job done and not. So let's just have a look to see what that looks like on the old stats. So yeah, 58.7 crit chance. Can't really go much higher without going over the cap of 60 and then wasting whatever's left. Crit damage 160, well 117 almost. Not massively high, however, with the sort of additional damage you get from glass cannon and from the striker's gear set, that really is pretty good. Doesn't really need to be much higher than that. So that's the build in a nutshell. I really, really enjoy playing this build. As you can see, I'm playing heroic 4 directives. That's a little bit brave, to be honest with you. Since I've changed the directives last week with the new season, it's taken me a little while to get used to them. But it is pretty decent, to be honest with you. It's not a bad build at all. I'm just thinking. Okay, so here we are at Lincoln Memorial. I always like to play Lincoln Memorial to test a new build. As you can probably see, there's a load of scavenge skills tokens on the floor because I totally messed up the first the first playthrough. Got myself in a very stupid position with Major Ashraf or whatever his name is, and yeah, made myself look a bit silly. So I thought we'll try that again. I went a bit Leroy Jenkins on it, and yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Serious trauma detected.
See what I mean about those Deathgrips though? I was literally about to die then, and then 2 or 3 NPCs later, and we're okay again. and also, see what I mean about me sort of being a bit more cautious. I don't like running and gunning. Well, I'm not in this game anyway.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
So we've got a broken bit of armour thanks to the directives for this season, but that's okay. To be fair, unless you are pretty good at this game, you're probably not advisable to be running heroic solo with 4 directives really. I like a challenge, so why not? I just want my ninja bike backpack, so I thought I'd just stick it on. The only one I haven't put on is Pistolero, because that absolutely drives me insane. Oh, hello. You could run Pistolero on this build. You have got the Busy Bee, which is actually pretty good. So you could get away with running Pistolero. However, oh hello, that's what happened. However, it is just frustrating. I don't really like it. There's no point getting those, is there? Right. Here we go. So yeah, a lot of the stuff I do on this game is solo. I do work pretty strange random hours. So when you try and sort of play with a team or try and get a raid team together, it's very difficult to sort of have any form of consistency. But I'm a member of GC Rock's Discord server, and I'd highly recommend that if you're mainly solo player, but you do want a bit of help with raids or legendaries or just people to play with in general, then we've got over 25,000 members now, and it's a completely non-toxic gaming environment. It sounds a bit odd because obviously most gaming platforms are reasonably toxic. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have a good bit of banter, but there's no sort of absolute toxicity at all if people are misbehaving in a... Oh, hello, where's that rocket from? If people are sort of being toxic and horrible, then they don't generally last very long. It's not what we're about. We just like helping people. For example, when I first started playing, I didn't know what I was doing at all. I joined up in the middle of lockdown, became a leader of my clan, and yeah, learnt all the raids. Until recently, when I was on the old Xbox, that is pretty much all I did with this game, was raids. Ironically, since I've been on PC, I've hardly raided. I think it's just the grind of getting all the builds again which really put me off, but I've done that now, so I will be starting to raid again fairly soon. So it's fun, and I really love just helping people. Oh, here comes the boss. I really love just helping people get their Eagle Bearer and Ravenous, really. I hate this boss with a passion, I really do. I normally like to make sure that a lot more of the ads have gone before bringing him out, but you can't always that's good. You can't always obviously get what you want, can you? What was I saying? Yeah, so raids, yeah, just love helping people get their Eagle Bearers, get their exotic, their Ravenous. It's really a good feeling when you do help folks. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I'm getting stuck in the undergrowth. Yes, I'm hardly going to win any awards for sort of most exciting gameplay, am I? But, can you see what I mean? This is heroic with 4 directives with a average gamer. This is the only game pretty much I've ever played really, apart from Division 1. So yeah, it's not too shabby, is it? So you just got to be a bit careful. I've probably been a little bit more cautious than I normally am, because I don't want to like make myself look like a tit on the video. But yeah, you can push it a little bit more than what I'm doing. But I think because I'm recording at the same time, my PC is not like, it's not a great PC. I'm not going to cover there very well. I might, but we'll get them all done before it matters too much anyway. Yeah, because it's not a great PC anyway. I'm finding that I'm lagging quite a bit whilst... Oh, hello, Foamer. Whilst I'm doing this, so I don't want to sort of push too much and then end up sort of regretting it. There we go, look, was that killer procced? Yeah, it's, where are you? Come out, wherever you are, I see you. I see you. Oh, hi there. There we go. See my strikers stats pretty much halfway at the end of that battle. Hence one of the reasons I don't necessarily want for need to stack it all the time. There we go. The long run has begun. I don't bother collecting all of the yellow boxes and whatnot.
DC-62 detected.
If you haven't played this mission before, then I don't think there's anyone that hasn't, but you can shoot all those yellow boxes and get a few bits of loot. But my library is pretty much full now. I think I'm missing a couple of bits from pistols, but generally speaking it's full, so I don't tend to go out of my way too much to collect the loot. And that is the problem with this game, isn't it? I've got pretty much all the builds that I want now. So why do I need to go and collect all the loot? I don't know. I went for about 2 or 3 months of not playing at all, to be honest, because I just didn't see the point anymore. But you know, I do enjoy it, and there's a lot of people that are giving the dev a load of grief, and yeah, some of the... Oh, hello, grenade. Oh, it's right there, you bastard. Yeah, some of the issues that we've had recently have not been ideal, obviously, with all of the crashes and technical issues and this, that and the other, but I'm human at the end of the day. I can't sort of grumble too. I can't really comment too much, so I'm not exactly an expert when it comes to my day job. We all make mistakes, don't we? What did Jesus say? Those without sin should cast the first stone. So yeah, I think in general, considering they're a fairly new team and a lot smaller team and underfunded compared to the previous team, I think they're doing a reasonable job. It'd be really interesting to see sort of what's this is where the grenade, the sticky foam comes in useful. Lot you can just go boom, boom. Oh no, he escaped. I was about to say you could go boom, 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 take the first 3 out without even blinking. But again, my old man aim is not very good. I don't know how people do PvP. I really, really don't. The few times that I've been in the dark zone and I've come across another player, oh, that's what she said, and I've thought, oh, they haven't seen me yet, so I'm gonna kill him before he sees me, and no chance. Absolutely no chance. They turn around and bang, I'm dead within like a split second. And I don't even go in with this build on. I've got like a bloody, I think a 4-core armour build. Which is even more embarrassing. Yeah, so generally I don't bother. I got so demoralised with sort of Dark Zone and Conflict, or even worse in Conflict. I just probably doing something wrong. But I generally don't enjoy it. I do enjoy PvE. Okay, so about to get to the boss room.
That should keep them from
So as
getting
you
more
can
of those
see,
orders.
this build, it really is pretty decent. Like, it's probably not for you if you're a good gamer or you're a lot more advanced to this game than I am. It's probably not ideal for you. But someone who's not very good at gaming or is a bit more casual, but wants a build that is fun, I think, yeah, it's pretty decent. So those Deathgrips are awesome. This is where I'm running away. I was about to say this is where I'll whip my shotgun out and finish him off, but he ran. Right, here comes the next one. The first two waves always come from over there. I'll try and they've not come down yet, have they? No. I'm gonna try and focus his backpack if possible. Oh, come on. Right, and now we've got the we've got those fingers coming down from there. And Major Peeps, who will also fold like a cheap suit. Oh, hello.
Go on ahead, back up.
What have we got here?
Take a position inside the memorial.
Tardigrade raid. I don't know why I got so excited when I saw the exotic then, because I've got them all. Actually, I tell you, like, the only one I haven't got is a bighorn. But it's always exciting, isn't it, when you see an exotic drop, especially when you're recording your first video ever. So there we go. That is the build. So I don't think we went down at all in that mission, did we? I think that was flawless. So yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I enjoy it. Anyway, if you've got any comments, any questions, probably best not to ask me, but have a go. I'll have a go. Put them in the comments. Please do like the video, even if you didn't like it. I'd really appreciate it. Just to see that somebody's bothered watching, to be honest, would be nice. But I say, if you want to join a community, head over to the GC Rock Discord server. Really good community there, and we'll be glad to welcome you into one of our clans. And if you're put my teeth back in, even if you're already in a clan and you just want a community to play with, you're more than welcome to do that. But as you can see, our clans are reasonably active. Got eight on at the moment, and we're reasonably active. There's normally sort of around that number on. So yeah, pop on over and you'll be welcome. Anyway, thank you for watching if you have. If you haven't, I don't know why I said that, because you won't be hearing this anyway. If I get 100 views or more, which I probably won't, I'll cobble together another video. But for now, stay safe, agents. Bye for now.